Hello, my name is Liam Gallagher. My handle is LiamG25, and I'm doing a quick tutorial on how to do the second level of Splatoon. So this is for people who are new to speedrunning, but not necessarily new to the game. I won't go in depth about all the different techniques, but rather a general hint of how to do a route for this level. So the first thing you need to watch out for is that fine fellow down on the platform there. You want to start off the level with a curl, throw it right down, and then up you get. So the first way to gain speed here is to get up the ledge quickly, right? So if you notice, if you just swim up the ledge normally, you spend a lot of time just careening in the air pretty uselessly, not moving you forward. But what you can do is get out of squid form early and then right back in just as you mount the ledge, and so you'll move faster. Another technique you can think about is standing on top of sponges and shooting them, because they'll propel you upwards, right? Okay, so the next section here, we're going to get up that wall. So we want a nice straight curl. You can ignore that enemy, and then in one go, you can ink that wall, and you're already up. So for this next section, same thing. You want to throw a curler perfectly down the middle, and it should hit the green bubble dude as you arrive. So that's good. It's nice and quick. One thing that's worth noting about these green bubbly dudes is you actually only need to shoot them just once, right? You don't need to wail on them. And then up the wall and cut the top short. So you can ink as you're coming down. You don't really need to thoroughly ink this sponge in order to make your way over. And again, as we talked about in the last video on level 1, the fast way to get through these grates is actually just to swim right down. It's always faster to fall. If you're thinking about the line that you're tracing through the air, if you jump, you have this whole vertical arc before moving forward, whereas if you just fall right off the ledge, you're down and forward, because you're always the fastest when you're swimming. You're not going faster when you're careening through the air. So you want to do this section. It's a fairly simple movement. Again, the idea is to get out of the grate, or get out of the vertical as quickly as possible. Depending upon when you release squid, the game will collision detect you as being in the middle of the metal grate, and it'll try to decide where to put you. If you are more above the grate than below the grate, it'll pop you up, which is just a little bit quicker than when you can normally move. Right? It's a little bit faster than doing that. Okay, same thing here. Swim up, and you're good to go. So the next thing is you want to make a line here. These curlers should be able to get you up this ramp in two, I guess, with two curlers. 1, 2. Quick ink, you're over the top. All right, so on this checkpoint, there's all this stuff up here which we're going to completely ignore. Instead, we're going to go over this wall and then down to that boost pad, right? Pretty straightforward. So by doing that, we skipped all of this stuff, which is unnecessary. Okay, so here, you want to get to that sponge. So you remember the technique that I showed you before about jumping on top of the sponge before inking them? This is really useful here, because not only will it get you up vertically faster, as these enemies are shooting at you, they will reduce the size of the sponge with their ink, which can prevent your ability from getting up there, which is very frustrating. So by standing on the sponge, you give them the most limited window possible for preventing you from getting up. As well, if you don't actually shoot the enemies, you're saving time by not wasting your energy shooting the bad guys. So, like so, you just jump on top and away you go. So then, here's a pretty straightforward section. You want to ink a path so that you can jump on the wall like that and then through. Again, you don't even need to worry about fighting that bad guy. He's not very effective at shooting you anyways, so just up you get. Okay, so in this section, what you want to do is you want to send a curler right down the line between those two sponges. Like so. And then one here in the corner. Come in here, you grab the splashdown. Just shoot all those guys out of the air. Jump up on the sponge, use your splashdown. And there should only be one fellow left once you're done. So that was a little quick because you have to do it within the cycle. Hey, Octogal. But you'll see the motion is pretty much like this. You're going here, grabbing that. You're shooting everybody out of the air. You're coming through. You're jumping on top of the sponge. You're raising the sponge. You're using the special. There should be usually one guy left right there, and you jump down into the boost pad. Alright, so for this last section, there's a little skip that we're going to do. We're going to use that tech that I showed you about jumping on sponges. So what I would do here is I would send the curler into the left corner there, and you'll see why when we arrive. Okay, so eventually we want to be headed in this direction. Sending the curler to the left-hand side just saves us a little bit of time. Again, I always think about Splatoon and speedrunning in terms of like race cars, and the smaller the track that the race car has to drive on, the faster it's going to complete its laps, right? So one of the things that we're always trying to do is make our racetrack as short as possible, and by going in a straight line to that corner, it's faster than coming here and then turning and moving. Anyways, so we're going to shoot our sponge like that, and then you should be able to swim and jump from that corner right over to there. Make sure you hold squid through so you can get through the railing, and then you're on to the next section. So we're going to remember that these guys blow up with just one shot, and that'll move us on through this section. Once you get here, you want to sneak a curler unsuccessfully through there. Again, one more shot, one shot, and then we're up. If you're doing this fast, as these green dudes are exploding, they will cause your squid to bonk like that. That's just kind of got to be part of it. There's no way of getting around it. And then you come up to the top, and then one more curl, and that's the level. So that's a quick primer on how to do level 2 of World 1. Welcome to